Hey everyone, hope you've all been well. Just wanted to reach out to you today and tell you about how I make leaf compost, also known as leaf mold. So in the past, what I've done and what many people can do in a very easy, simple way is to bag up your leaves when you're raking them off the lawn and place them into either black garbage bags or into those paper bags that you get from like the hardware store that you put at the side of the road, and then the city or township would pick them up for composting. So I've done this in the past, and I've actually gone around and collected neighbors' bags and put them all together. You have like 30 bags, you got to leave them for about a year. The black garbage bags, you poke holes into them so that air can circulate through, seal them up nice and tight, and then you leave them. And those would decompose pretty quickly. It takes about a year, and you would open the bag. Inside what you find is beautiful leaf mold. So it's like basically looks like soil. So and then the paper ones, they take a little bit longer, but again, you have to stack these things and keep them on the side. If you have the space for it, it works, but if you don't, you need to put them somewhere. So this year, a neighbor of mine has generously offered his leaves. So rather than bagging them, they suggested we could bring them over and bring them to me loose. So we came up with an idea to make it simple so that we wouldn't have to store the bags again where mice can get in and make a nest and make a home. And so we decided something simple. So I'm going to flip the camera and I'm going to show you what I did this year, and I'm quite happy about it. I'm excited to share with you so that maybe you can give it a try and try to do this yourself. So I'm going to flip the camera and show you what I do. So this here is what we've done this year with the leaf litter that has come down. A neighbor of ours that has a large property next door has offered to give us all of their the fallen leaves, and we're very, very grateful. So what we've done is, rather than bagging it this year and setting the bags aside, now you could bag it, typically it would be bagged with those paper recycling bags that the city or township would pick up when you leave them at the end of your driveway, or you could use plastic. Plastic works better because it composts a lot quicker in the plastic. And the paper does eventually disintegrate. But this is a much simpler and a much more cost-effective approach. You don't need to spend the money on those bags, which do cost a lot of money. And plastic is, it doesn't recycle, it's just waste for the earth. This instead is one of these rolls of galvanized steel mesh, like this. So I'll just show you what it looks like over here. This is what it comes in, this is what it looks like. It's a lot bigger than this, but this is basically a roll sold at the hardware store like Home Depot, or TSC probably carries it if you have one of those. So what we did was we created a circle. It's 6 feet, approximately, I believe it's about 6 or 5 feet diameter. And because it's got you cut off the bottom. Okay, so here's the bottom of the roll. And then what you do is you cut off this bit, and then you have these prongs. And so what you do is you push those prongs into the soil or into the earth when it's, the ground is not frozen. And it sits firm in the soil all the way in. So, it stays stable. And then we just threw them right in, piled the leaves right into this cylinder that we created. And because leaves are light and fluffy, what we did was we used a shovel to push down the leaves and just to compress them a bit to get the air out and allow for more leaves to fit. So this is 2 pickup trucks full of leaves, like the back, put in here, and there's still room for another load of them. And here they will sit all winter, and for a year approximately. They're heating up in the middle. You can see here, there's still lots of give. So what I'll do is I'll continue to push them down. All I have is a shovel, but I will continue to push these leaves down, make more space, and then I will add more. And then later on in a year or so, they will have composted. The heap would have gotten a lot smaller, and this beautiful free leaf litter will turn into a absolutely gorgeous black leaf mold, and it's perfect compost. I'll be topping the beds with it. I won't need to add it to the compost bins to break down because it's breaking down directly in here. And then the beds will get covered with 2 inches of this, or I could use this plus a composted manure and feed my beds. And this is what I do. So if you do have if you have leaves, I highly recommend keeping them, creating something like this. And I could do it on a much smaller scale. It doesn't need to be this wide. It's just I have the space and I need this much, so I've made it wider. But if you have a typical backyard garden, you don't need this much. You can make the cylinder possibly 3 feet wide and then fill it and keep it on the side. It takes up a lot less space than piling bags together, and keep your nice and tidy composted leaves together, and watch them turn into leaf mold. So will you give leaf litter or leaf mold making a try? Do you have a place to put them on your property? It wouldn't take a lot of space, you know. I mean, if you can't make it in this manner, you could easily just put it into a black plastic garbage bag, tie it up at the top, poke some holes in it from all around, and leave it on the side for about a year or so, and then check back in a year and see. When you open up the bag, you'll see it's a lot smaller than it was when you had filled it, and it'll have gorgeous leaf mold in there that you could use directly in your gardens, or if it's not quite ready, you could top your compost with it as well, and then that will continue to break down. So if you like my video, please be sure to give me a like, click the like button so I know that you like my video. Please be sure to subscribe as well, and press the notification bell to be notified of any upcoming videos. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Hope you're all having a great day. Stay warm. Happy gardening. Bye for now.